Hi Luitanara, my name is Daphne, one of the essay correctors here at IELTSpodcast.com. Thank you for sending your essay for some feedback. Really good idea when you're starting IELTS preparation to get some feedback, get some help that helps you sort of work out where to go. Right, let's have a look at this. So some people who've been in prison become good citizens later. Not all of them, some people. So we always have to look at the most important parts of the question. It's often argued these are the best to talk to teenagers about the dangers of committing a crime. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So there's lots of different kinds of questions in IELTS. So what I recommend to everybody, and we recommend on our course, is that quickly you do some planning. So, okay, are these the best people? And who else might be good? Okay. The argument about people who have spent years in prison would be the best advices to the younger generation as an example of what not to do is something to be embraced. Okay, nice. The argument about whether you need the sort of kind of like question word in here, whether people who spent years in prison would be the best advisors for the younger generation, comma, as an example of what not to do is something to be embraced. Okay, now it's not just people, is it? Let's be more specific about fully reformed ex-offenders. Now, I need this idea of fully reformed because that's connected to this idea best. And I need the word ex-offenders because that's more specific than people. Who spent years in prison would be the best advisors for the younger generation as an example of what not to do, or as a deterrent. That's really what we mean, to put you off crime, is something to be embraced. Considering that these ex-prisoners, we don't know if they're established in the job. You could put might now be established in a job, a little bit more tentative there, and return to a decent life. I agree that they are able to give advice to teenagers. Right, you need the commas in here, which is what you're lacking, are very important. So I know where to breathe and where to break up the sentence. Yeah. Now, what's happened is that this introduction, if you look at the balance of your essay, this is very long and these are too short. So what you want to have is, yes, that's fine, okay, as a start, but these need to be much longer or that needs to be shorter. So this is great, okay, but we need to boost this. So why don't we bring this in as the beginning sentence for this paragraph? So based on their experience, comma, some ex-prisoners or former inmates, we can say, these are all sort of words connected to prison, who have been re-educated and could be trusted. Again, we want in this idea of best. Okay, might be or could be. Don't use can, use might or could is better. Demonstrate how to overcome from their bad decisions. Now, that's not what we want them to do. We want them to talk about the dangers of committing a crime. So, demonstrate how to avoid being tempted into a life of crime. It's not how they have recovered that I'm interested in. It's they are putting off the teenagers. They're educating the teenagers. So this is the important bit. As stated by law, comma, rules in most of the countries. Okay, as stated by the law or the legal rules, maybe the legal rules in most countries, we don't say most of, most, people who've paid their crime have the right to come back to society. Be acceptable that people who committed a crime and understood their action was not correct might be suitable to guide the youngest to the right path and prevent them from being tempted or being enticed, check out this vocab if you don't know it, or encouraged to commit crimes from an early age. You need to expand this. That's the I think you understand it, which is fantastic, but we need to expand it, get some more depth into this paragraph, which will also help the coherence. Then what we recommend is that you add an example. So it has recently been shown in newspaper articles that, and then we show you on the course how to give an example, and then you need another sentence at the end, therefore. So that's the structure of the paragraph. So I think that's something that's incredibly important in IELTS, in any sort of academic writing. If you're not really confident on how to structure your paragraph, that's really, really something that we can help you with. That's really important. So a good way of sharing their experiences to achieve the goal of healthy orientation is through group conversations in which adults and specialised professionals could attend, to monitor the level of topics in order to avoid unconscious bias and declare prejudice against the ex-prisoner, as well as the mind of teenagers. Okay, now if you look at this whole paragraph is one sentence, so we need to break that up. So a good way of sharing their experiences to achieve a goal of healthy orientation for teens might be, so again I change that, through group conversations, again, in which adults and specialist professionals could attend, as well, alongside adolescents, to monitor the level of topics, full stop, or the topic of conversation, you might say. And then you could say, this decision, or this would help to avoid unconscious bias and declare prejudice against the ex-prisoner, as well as ensuring the minds of teenagers can have a good understanding of the situation without any kind of trauma. Okay, I think I get that paragraph. I'm not convinced that you're on the point. I kind of would like you to be able to say who else could talk to the teenagers in this section. So you could really structure this with, however, other people may be more suitable, maybe the teachers, maybe the parents, maybe police. So here I think it's nice to explore who else could be good. The both sides, we don't say the both, just both sides require attention to the exchange of experience. Yeah, it's not really an exchange of experience because the teenagers aren't really talking about their life. It's more that the the prisoner is. It's done with intention to teach about second chances, everyone. So again, I'm not worried about second chances. So be a little bit careful. You've done a good essay here. I like lots of it, but I think you need to really go back to the point. Go really, really make sure you understand the question. They're talking to teenagers about the dangers of crime. They're not talking about how they have recovered and how good they are now. They're talking about don't commit crime, because if you commit crime, you'll go to prison like I did, and this is what happened to me. So that's really why they're talking. Yeah, but you also need to fully address the question of who else could be involved. So lots of good stuff. I think it's a very good idea to get some guidance with this essay. IELTS is tough. It's a hard exam. And very happy to help you. Have a look at the courses that we offer and sign up to the newsletter for all the special offers. Well done.